Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm really pleased to be joined by a very special guest. I've got the wonderful Oliver Saunders on. How are we doing, Ollie?
I'm all right. How are you, Ross?
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, so Ollie's got a fantastic YouTube channel. He's been doing it for about 6-7 years now, I think. He does a great series of McCartney reviews, so he's a big Beatles fan, big fan of like the Stones, as well as more modern stuff. I'd say like Blossoms and Arctic Monkeys, as well as Oasis, which is the kind of sort of like the subject of today's video. We're going to be looking at Noel Gallagher's solo career, as part of like the High Flying Birds. We will be going through our top 10 songs each by Noel Gallagher. So firstly, Ollie, how did you get into Noel's solo stuff? How do you rate them also compared to Oasis?
So I got into Noel Gallagher's solo stuff before Oasis, actually. It was around the Chasing Yesterday period. So what was that, 2015, I think? Sometime around then. And what it was I discovered one of the songs that's actually on my top 10. So I won't spoil it yet. But yeah, one of them songs, I discovered it just on YouTube and my mind was blown by it. So I was just intrigued. So I did a bit of digging into who Noel Gallagher was, and then I listened to that entire album, which was Chasing Yesterday. Thought that's really good. And then I found out he was in Oasis, and then obviously I already knew it, like Wonderwall, Dollar Back in Anger, all of that stuff. But yeah, I then just worked backwards, really. I listened to his debut album, then the main Oasis ones are definitely maybe Morning Glory, etc. Went through all them. And yeah, I've just loved him ever since, I suppose. In terms of how I would rate it to Oasis, this is probably controversial, but I would probably say I prefer Noel solo stuff because I don't really listen to that much Oasis these days. I mean, I love Oasis, but obviously it's time of year. I've just had my Apple Music Replay, which is obviously the Apple Music version of Spotify Replay, or whatever it's called. Spotify or Wrapped, is it?
Wrapped, yeah.
Wrapped. And Oasis wasn't even in my top 15. It was Noel Gallagher was number 1, I think. So yeah, just prefer his solo stuff. I find it a bit more interesting, to be honest. The Oasis stuff.
Yeah, I must confess, I'm actually much the same as you. To be honest, I kind of got into Noel's solo stuff, and that particular album, Chasing Yesterday, was the first thing I bought, I think, by Noel Gallagher. Again, hearing, I think it was The Ballad of the Mighty I was the first song I heard, and was like, wow, this is brilliant, And then, again, much like yourself, worked backwards, dug into the Oasis stuff, and again, for me, I would probably say, on balance, I do prefer Noel Gallagher stuff. It's definitely stuff that I listen to more often than those great Oasis albums. I just find myself just a bit more interested, some of his solo stuff. Yeah, so glad we're in agreement there. Although I'm sure that will be unpopular view, I guess, amongst
probably
kind of Oasis fans in general. Yeah, so we'll just get stuck into our top 10 list. We'll kind of alternate, I'll do one, Ollie will do one, and that, and then we'll work up. So I don't know, do you want to maybe kick us off with your number 10?
Yeah, go on then. When I was doing this list, when you suggested it, I thought I've never done a top 10 like this before, and sort of just off the bat, I came up with 9 songs straight away, and it was this 10th one that I was struggling with to decide between this and a couple of others. But I went for this one, which is Everybody's on the Run. Yeah, I just think this is a really good song. I don't know if you've ever heard, the first time this was ever heard, which was at Soundcheck on the Oasis last tour. This will be about 2009. The video is still on YouTube, and the way Noel does it live on that Soundcheck, it's not finished at that point, there's still lyrics aren't all there, but it's hauntingly beautiful. And ever since then, it's been a great song, I think. And I love the choir on this. I just think and live, it's always been a great song live, this one. So yeah, Everybody's on the Run, I will put at number 10 personally, opening track from his self-titled debut.
Yeah, very nice choice. Yeah, I'm jealous of that 12-inch as well. I didn't even know it was on a 12-inch.
I think it was limited at the time. It's got a B-side, a remix of What a Life. So yeah,
very good, very good.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was also kind of struggling. I kind of came up with a list initially off, I think, had about 20 contenders, and then was basically just whittling that down. And again, this number 10 was one which wasn't quite sure. I've kind of gone through a few different iterations of what I'm going to put for it. But I've decided on this one, which is We're Going to Get There in the End. Which was originally released in, I think it was 2020 or 2021, certainly during like the COVID years, as a kind of standalone demo, and then he's more recently worked it up like on as a bonus track on Cancel Skies. I just think it's just a really upbeat, optimistic kind of song, like, like from him, basically about not being afraid to kind of take chances and take risks, and that nice structure to it as well. I think with the kind of the verse has got this kind of four to the floor sort of beat to it, quite sort of upbeat, and then the kind of chorus is a lot quieter, and softer, and I just think that structure gives it a nice kind of tension, as it goes through the track. Again, it's hard to say what I prefer, if I prefer this demo or if I prefer the more produced version with the horns. I think they're both great. So yeah, this was one, number 10. We're gonna get there in the end.
It's a great song, that. I love it. To be honest, I would say I prefer the demo for that, to be honest, just because I knew it for longer. But there's just something about Noel's demos. I always love demos. That's something I should have said about Everybody's on the Run, actually. If you've ever heard the demo, I think when he released a DVD for the International Magic O2 gig about 2012,
right?
If you bought the DVD physically, you got this CD with it, which had all the demos for the first album, and the demo for Everybody's on the Run. It's an acoustic demo, just Noel on his own, and the vocals on that, they're out of this world.
Good.
Noel's demos, they are good.
Fantastic, yeah. So I think you're number 9, yeah. Number
nine, right. I've gone for this one. She Taught Me How to Fly. She Taught Me How to Fly. This is off Who Wrote the Moon, isn't it? I think, yeah. So this song, it's got a bit of a Blondie vibe to it, I've always felt.
Yeah.
And it just makes me smile, this song. It's just an utter smile fest through and through. And yeah, it's a great love song. And if I'm ever doing exercise or anything like that, running, this song is great to listen to for things like that. It's really upbeat, really, good song. Really like She Taught Me How to Fly.
Yeah, that one was, I think, originally my number 10. That it was. I was in an order between that and We're Gonna Get There, and We're Gonna Get There, in the end. Yeah, it's a brilliant track. Yeah, again, Blondie, New Order. I heard a bit of in there as well.
Yeah.
And like you say, for it is a good exercise song. When that song came out, I was in first year of uni. And I had a lot of time on my hands then, so that was the only time I ever went to the gym. I remember when that was when the album came out, and I had that the cross training and that. So yeah, it's a great song for that, and it is, as you say, really upbeat, and again shows his variety, as an artist,
It's a great one live as well, that one.
Oh yeah,
really, it always goes off well live. No, I know. He's completely removed, I think, everything from Who Built the Moon, has he, except Dead in the Water?
Yeah, which isn't even.
Yeah.
I've never really thought of that as part of that album anyway. So it's
not really,
they just completely moved on from it, which is a bit of a shame.
Well, yeah. I wish that song had stayed anyway. Out of all of it, I think in the set that song deserved to stay personally, but. Yeah,
definitely, yeah. So my number 9 is for the opening track on Chasing Yesterday, Riverman. Which is just, it's quite a slow song. It's a bit of a slow burn. It's quite a long song as well, about, I don't think it's quite 6 minutes, but it's certainly well over 5 minutes. It certainly takes its time, this track, but I think that's all part of the magic of it, I think, and there's so many different elements to it. You've got this amazing guitar solo, very Pink Floyd-esque kind of guitar solo, and then this great atmospheric saxophone on it as well. It's just a really pleasant song, a great way to kick off the album, and then you've got this great kind of single-on chorus on it as well. It's just a track which I've always loved, and for one of my favourite albums by him. Yeah, so Riverman, number 9.
Great song. I won't say too much because that's still to come on my list Riverman at some point. Number 8, I have gone for Flying on the Ground. Which of course was on this, which was Back the Way We Came, his greatest hits album from 21. Yeah, 2021. When I first heard Flying on the Ground, I didn't actually really care for it that much. I didn't think it was that great compared to the other track on here, which was new, which was We're On Our Way Now. But since then, it's grown on me a hell of a lot, and I would say it's probably one of the best songs on here, to be honest. I love the horns on this song. I think Noel said it's got a bit of a Burt Bacharach kind of vibe to it, which I can kind of hear a bit. But yeah, I really like Flying on the Ground. Great song. It's a happy song. It's like She Taught Me How to Fly. It's just, yeah, smile fest.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. Again, I'm not going to say too much of that one because that one is just on, on my list. Yeah. So we'll see where that one lands. So my number 8 now, I think, isn't it? Yeah, number 8. It is. Yeah. I'm going for Blue Moon Rising. From the title track from the EP, and yeah, this for me is the best of the EP title tracks. You know, I didn't much care for Black Star Dancing and This Is the Place, but this one, just something clicked on it for me, and I think it was it's just got a real sense of movement about the song, and it's just a bit more interesting, I think, as well, the kind of structure of it. It feels a bit more concise than the others as well, or just a little bit more thought through, I'd say. And then this great jump into the chorus that You Make Me Feel Electric, beauty and truth is hard to find. That bit is just great. And yeah, no, he's nicked a bit of the song from Kate Bush, I guess, that Running Up the Hill bit. It's kind of again of course there's, but it's and it's again a shame that he never did it live as well, because I think it would have really worked as a live album. So yeah, Blue Moon Rising at number 8 for me.
I would agree. I would say, yeah, that is the best song of the 3 EP title tracks. And yeah, it's not on my list, that one, but I did consider that one. But I don't think I've actually got anything spoilers from the EPs on my top 10, which I was surprised about, because I thought there was a lot of great stuff on those EPs, but Interesting. Okay. Just nothing I thought was good enough compared to these 10. Right, what is number 7 next, is it?
Yeah.
Number 7, I have gone for this, which is, again, reflecting a bit, but it is Ballad of the Mighty Eye. Which I suspect will be on your list as well at some point, without spoiling too much. Fantastic song. Like you were saying before, when you got you into know, it is a really, really good song. Johnny Marr's solo on this, love it. I love the music video as well. I don't really normally care for music videos, but I just love the fact how the music video just focuses on no dislike for music videos. Just a really good song and great closing track to close a great album. And B-side of it is Revolution song, which, yeah, another great tune. I think that's from the Standing on the Shoulder of a Giant era, if I remember right.
I'm not sure. You're definitely much more the expert when it comes to Noel and all his B-sides and demos where things are from than me. Fantastic song. I always think that could always be a really good Bond theme, that track, you know. It's just got this very filmic kind of quality to it, I think. Yeah, fantastic stuff.
I can't believe he's never done a Bond theme, to be honest. No, he's done a hell of a lot of songs that could have been, both with Oasis and High Flying Birds, that could have been a good Bond theme.
Definitely. Definitely. 100%, yeah. Next one here, my number 7, is one which I know that you don't really much care for, or it might have grown on you since the album came out, but I'm going for Love Is a Rich Man. From Cancel Skies. I don't know, I just really love this song. It was very immediate, this track, for me, from the kind of great, kind of again, very quite kind of northern soul kind of verses, these great kind of blaring horns on it as well, and then this kind of nice contrast between that and this kind of much kind of slower kind of chorus bit where it gets a bit more spaced out a little bit. I just think it's a really good song, and yeah, really underrated track, I think. And I know I'm interested to hear and see if it's grown on you since you did your review, but no, it's a brilliant song. Yeah, one of my favourites.
Yeah, it has grown on me. It's still my least favourite track on the album, to be honest. But I wouldn't say by no means is it a bad song. I don't think it's a bad song on that album. But yeah, it's the song I probably have listened to the least off that album. But I can't remember when we'd done the reviews, both our respective reviews. I don't think the Jules Holland thing had been aired, had it?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's the only time he's ever done it live, and I think it really works. It's a shame he's not.
Yeah, it did. It should be in his set, I think. I don't think Council Skies is greatly represented in his current set. He kind of just seems to do them all at the start and just get it out of the way and then move on.
Yeah.
I think he could spice his setup a bit by structuring it a bit better. But anyway, that's just me. What we on now? Number 6, is it?
6, yeah.
Right, I've gone for a B-side here, which I don't know if a lot of people will know this one, but it's the B-side to If Love Is The Law, which is Alone on the Road. So this song, do you know the song?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a really it's a downbeat song. You've got to be in the right mood for this song. I think you've got to be feeling a bit down, to be honest, to really appreciate it. Which, if you are in that mindset, then it really is a good song. And there has been times in my life where I've really enjoyed this song because personal stuff going on. But yeah, it's a quiet song. It's kind of, the vocals in it are quite low in the mix. Like I say, it's the B-side on here to If Love Is The Law, but I think it dates to his debut album. It was a bonus track, I think, originally, if you bought the deluxe version off Amazon back in 2011 or whenever it came out, but it then got released properly on here. But yeah, I'd love to see him do this one live. He's done it, I think, maybe 3 times or something over the years, so there's always hope I'll get to see it. But yeah, I love the chorus on this as well. Just a great song.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, that again was one which was under consideration. It could have crept into my list at maybe at number 9 or 10 or something. Yeah, just beautiful. It just takes its time as well, to get to the chorus. And like you, I mean, if you're in the mood for it, it's just next level. It
is. Yeah.
Beautiful song. Yeah. So so my number 6 is one of the EP tracks. It's from this one. This is the place, and it's the track "A Dream Is All I Need to Get By." Which is very much a hidden gem of a song for me. It's got this laid back acoustic feel to it, this dreamy echoey production on it. You've got, I think Noel basically sings most of the track with a kind of female singer. I'm not sure off her name, but it just sounds great, and again a really good structure between these kind of a very kind of upbeat kind of chorus, and then that kind of that one for the love that got me so high bit, and then the much more kind of casual and tomorrow when the morning comes, I hope you're going to walk it like you talk it. So I love that bit of the song. Again, it just looks like it's on a journey, and it's always moving, it's always developing, this song for me. So yeah, one of his very best songs, and very glad this actually. I think this made it onto the best stuff, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So so I hope it. And again, a shame that he very rarely, if ever, has done this one live.
Once,
really good song.
I think he's done it once. I think.
Yeah, for a TV special, I've definitely seen it.
Yeah, it was that TV thing. Yeah, that's the only time.
Yeah.
Out of all the EP tracks, like I say, I haven't put any on my list, but that was the one I seriously did consider. Dream Is All I Need to Get By. It's got, I think Noel said it, one of those Smith's B-sides kind of vibes to it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really like
it. Yeah. Just a real hidden gem, and just one which a real gift, I guess, to the fans, because most people are probably never going to hear that song,
No. What we on, number 5, is it? Yeah. Right. I am going with the track that I mentioned in the start that got me into Noel Gallagher, which is The Right Stuff. Which was track 6 here on Chasing Yesterday. So, like I was saying, the first time I heard this was on YouTube. It came up on my suggested videos. I don't know how it came up, but it was late at night the first time I heard this song, and I put it on, and it blew my mind. It's very Pink Floyd sounding with the saxophone and the guitar and the vocals. It's Noel and some female vocalists whose names I've forgotten. But yeah, I've played this song to quite a lot of people, and they always say, "Who's that?" And I'll say to them, "That's Noel Gallagher," and they'll all say, "That's not Noel Gallagher. That's the bloke who did Wonderwall. That's him doing that song." And I'm like, "Yes, it is." So it is. It's a song that got me into Noel Gallagher. So I'll always hold a special place for The Right Stuff. I've seen him do it live, which I don't think it's a song to be done live. To be honest, it's one of those things. It's not the right environment. A live thing for this song. But yeah, The Right Stuff. It's a great song.
Yeah. I think I might have been at was that at Glasgow 2018 by any chance?
It was that tour, but I was at the Newcastle gig.
Oh, you were at the Newcastle, yeah, because he did it like I think he opened the encore with it, didn't he? It was like a weird choice.
He'd come off the back of, he did like half the World Away, then Wonderwall, and then went off, came back onto the encore and started with that, which was really random to do, really, but...
Yeah, and I guess it's interesting you saying me that was the first song that got you into him, because it's so unlike any of his other songs.
It is,
like you know, like from like even like his solo stuff up to that point. That song is probably the biggest departure.
It is.
Like of like what he'd done. So yeah, no, like interesting. So yeah, it was for a long time it'd been my least favourite on Chasing Yesterday, but I've grown to love it. You know, like I've grown to love that song, and I think it's fantastic stuff. So my number, what was it? My number 5 now.
Number 5
is a track from Who Built the Moon, and it's If Love Is the Law. Which is again another brilliant song, great lyrics I guess about kind of relationship kind of like gone wrong and that, this lovely propulsive rhythm to it, and an excellent contribution from Johnny Marr, but not a guitar, like he plays like a harmonica like on this one, which again just really works in with the track. I just love the big sound of this. You've got these, I think there's kind of sleigh bells on it, which give it I don't say a Christmassy vibe because it's not, but you know it's got a full, very kind of Wall of Sound, Phil Spector-esque kind of production like on it, and it's just and yeah, it's probably the most traditional Noel song like on this album possibly, but it is a bloody great one. So yeah, number 5 for me, If Love Is the Law.
It's a great song. It sounds like, I've forgotten the name of the song now. I listened to a radio interview once. It was around the time Who Built the Moon came out, and Noel said it was inspired by a song. It's from the 60s. It'll be from a band you've probably never heard of. I've forgotten myself what it is, but I did find it online, and it does sound quite similar. I'll see if I can find it after this and send you it if you want. But,
I'd be interested,
I think it's a great song, that one. It was good. I think he did it live as well at that same tour, I think.
Possibly, I can't remember, but again, it's one which is just it's vanished from the set, and I hope it doesn't. I hope it comes back, because it's definitely one of his better ones, from that kind of album,
Number 4, is it?
Yep.
Dropped it. Hang on. Just reach for it there. Right, I've gone for one you've already had, which is Riverman. So to me, kind of just what you've said, really. It's just the guitar on it, great. I think it's Paul Stacey who plays the guitar. He's been Noel's engineer since like the Oasis days. So yeah, he plays a great solo. The sax on here, it's brilliant. Yeah, I just love the whole vibe of this song. It's kind of like, it's similar-ish to The Right Stuff. I wouldn't say it's obviously not exactly the same, but it's kind of in that sort of vibe. It's kind of The Right Stuff light is maybe a good way to describe it.
Yeah. I guess The Right Stuff may be channeled through a more classic Noel Gallagher vibe. Certainly the guitar, when that starts, it's just it's his classic go-to chord, basically. But then it develops and grows as the song goes on.
And I think I wrote down here, this could easily have been my number 1 song if any other day, but obviously there's 3 songs I now prefer to this one. But if I was to say to someone who's never listened to High Flying Birds, I would probably recommend this song as a good starting point, because I think it kind of represents Noel overall. You've kind of still got a bit of that Oasis-y flavour, but you've also got the more experimental High Flying Birdsy kind of stuff. Great tune. And I think the guitar solo, in my opinion, this is maybe a controversial opinion, it's the best solo that's ever been on a Noel Gallagher record, whether it be High Flying Birds or Oasis. I know most people would say Live Forever or Don't Look Back in Anger or something like that, but I would say this
just
solo,
atmospheric. Well, it's definitely up there.
Great B-side on this as well, Leave My Guitar Alone.
Yeah, I've only just recently discovered that song. I've got that single, but I've never bothered to try like the B-side. And then it came up on like this playlist on Spotify. I was like, oh wow, this is a great song. Yeah, so that one was almost in contention as well. It's that fantastic stuff. Yeah. So where am I going now? Number 4 for me is another one from Cancel Skies, and it's Open the Door, See What You Find. This is the song that got me really excited for the album, because I must confess, this album didn't have brilliant preview singles. You know, Pretty Boy, I'm not a big fan of. Could do without that song. Easy Now is good, but it's very much a kind of Oasis kind of revival kind of style song, and the Dead to World is brilliant. But again, I didn't really give it a lot of time when it came out. And again, Cancel Skies. It's grown on me a lot, but at the time it was just it's okay. This this is song got me really excited for this album. It was like, oh wow, this is going to be a great record. In terms of, I just love the way the strings work on this song. You know, that they kind of like they're up front and center. This is just like brilliant songwriting, brilliant like arranging like off like the track, and just a very lush like arrangement, and these great kind of backing vocals on it as well, like what very kind of a bit Beatles kind of Nowhere Man kind of sort of vibe to it. So very 60s kind of feel to it. So it is Noel returning to his kind of I guess first influences basically like as a songwriter, but with so much more years of experience like under his belt compared to like when like he started, and I think it's just a really classy song there, and like one which I am looking forward to hearing live when I see him in a couple of weeks time. So open the door, see what you find.
A great song. I did consider that one for my list as well, but it's probably missed out. Just if it had been a top 20, it would probably been about 11 or 12, that one for me.
Right.
But it's an upbeat, happy song, isn't it? It's just the strings on it take it to another place.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing with the great thing about that album. I think is the strings. You know, like whether it be on that song, whether it be on I'm Not Giving Up Tonight, Cancel Skies. It's just the strings make that album for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the strings. Number 3 for me, I'm going with I'm Not Giving Up Tonight.
Okay, good choice.
Which I can understand why this wasn't a single, but of all the tracks that was held back, I think this was the one that stood out to me the most. It's just a great song. I love this song. It's probably one of the ones I've listened to the most off this album now. I love the way he sings it as well. It's kind of not a style that he's sung in that often. It's kind of, I don't know how to describe it really, but I know I've read in an interview, it took him like 20 takes or something to get the vocals right for this song. So that'll be why he apparently never does it live, because he can't sing it that easy. But the strings on it, I think this was the first after Pretty Boy. If I remember, I think it was Christmas Eve last year, they put a video up on his social media of a string section, and I think it was the string section for this song that was teased on Christmas Eve. And I just think it's a great song. It's kind of got a bit of a George Harrison vibe to it.
I hear that.
I just think great song, definitely a great opening track. It's one of the standouts of this album for me.
It's a great way to ease you into the record, and it's just got this great kind of. I remember listening to that. I think I think it was the night it came out. I just couldn't sleep, so I remember coming in here at 1 a.m, just put my headphones in, pitch black, just listening to that, and it was like, this just a great kind of like song of the moment, I guess there. So my number 3 now is another track from one of the EPs, which I'm surprised that a little bit surprised that you've like overlooked. It's Sail On.
Why are you sick and tired of feeling sorry for yourself?
From the like Black Star Dance EP, which is one of my favourite songs of his. It's a real hidden gem, this one here. I love just the whole song starts with this kind of rainy, kind of crashing waves kind of sound effects. gives it the impression that you're on this kind of boat, like alone sort of thing. And then this beautiful song, great kind of mandolin on it, very gentle kind of rhythm, and great production as well. I love the sound of his vocal on this. It's very upfront, you know, and it kind of like that bit where he does that, when you make up your mind, I'll tell you all your secrets as we slip between the city streets tonight, and that bit. And then when his voice goes up a bit, that what's it, like, if you're feeling sorry for yourself, and life will chew you up, spit you out, put you on the shelf. That bit, it's just a great passage. And again, it's probably a bit like Alone on the Rope. I think you do have to be in a kind of, or for me anyway, I have to be in a kind of certain mood, like, to really like appreciate this song. But it's a wonderful song, and I think it's a real, again, it's probably the most hidden of like the hidden gems, like in like his like sort of like in like his solo career. So yeah, Sail On, brilliant song.
It's a great song, that one. I love it. I was, to be honest, when I first heard it, I was kind of in the mindset you needed to be to hear that song. So yeah, I'll always hold that in a special place in my heart for that. But I don't know if you've seen an interview with Noel. It'll only been a couple of weeks ago where he was talking about the EPs, and I don't know what the full context was, but it sounded like he regretted certain things on the EPs, and it was Sail On and Come On Outside that he particularly mentioned. I'll have to see if I can find the interview. It was, I can't remember, it'll be about a month or two ago, but he was saying if it had been a proper album and he'd had more time, songs like that probably wouldn't have got put out. But I think he's a bit of an idiot, to be honest, if that's what he says, because Come On Outside, Sail On, like you say, Sail On's probably one of the best songs on the EPs. I mean, it's definitely the best one on Black Star Dancing, I think. So.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. And I think, I mean, it's weird, because I guess if he'd done an album, probably a track like that, if he didn't think much of it, probably would have just been a wee bonus track. So it probably wouldn't have made an album. But at the same time, I wouldn't have wanted him to do a whole album of Black Star Dancings and This Is the Places and all those kind of stuff. I mean, they work as little songs, as individual tracks. But I think as a whole album, like, he'd already done it with Who Built the Moon, you know.
Yeah, I think that EP needed that song because it needed something that was a bit more traditional. Yeah. Because obviously the other two songs are a bit more experimental, and yeah, I just think it elevates that EP to another level. From being a bit all right to being a really good EP. Yeah. My opinion. Right, what we number 2, is it?
Number 2, yes, yeah, we're nearly there.
Number 2, I've gone for what I imagine most people would go for number 1.
Okay.
Which is If I Had a Gun.
If I had a gun, I'd shoot a hole into
Me personally, if I ever get married, I'd want this song at my wedding. That's how much I love this song. Going back to what I was saying before about Everybody's on the Run, this one at that same sound check on that last Oasis tour, he played this song. I think it was in South America. It's about June 2009. The lyrics aren't finished, but even back then, you could tell it was the basis of a great song. And before, they'll still be online, there are covers of this song from before the album came out based off that sound check, and I think Noel said at the time it must be one of the only songs in history that's been covered online before the writers actually finished writing the song. But yeah, great song. For me, it's the best song on his debut. It's probably the most Oasis-y song on his debut, I would say. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but great song. Just a joy live as well. Whenever he does it live, it just seems to always go off well with the crowd, this one. Fantastic song. Really enjoy If I Had a Gun, like I say. Hopefully it'll be at my wedding one day.
Fantastic. So that is also, funnily enough, my number 2 choice. If I Had a Gun, it's one of his all-time classics. I think, like exactly like you said. He's just got away with this song about making tracks build, and again, the structure of this song's really odd because you get a verse or like 2 verses, and then you get 3 back-to-back choruses, each one slightly different, and just building up the different elements as he goes on. You know, like the guitars get a bit more loud, his vocal gets a bit more intense, and it's just that. And like you say, like, I've never heard him do this one live. I've seen him live twice, and he's not done this one yet, and I'm hoping he will do it in a couple of weeks. I want to see him in Glasgow, and it's
on his set at the minute.
What's that?
I think it is on his set at the minute.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. So I will get to see it, and yeah, it's always been like one of my favourites. It was one of the first I actually heard from him before I was a fan. I remember playing this like in like I used to go like a guitar club, and the instructor would bring in different songs every week and that, and this was one of them, and I had no idea like who's this Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, what's this? But yeah, it is just a wonderful song, and like you say, very Oasis-y, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think, I think I think it certainly stands up to almost any song he wrote, like in like Oasis, sort of like it stands alongside them as one of his best.
It's as good as any Oasis song. It's up there with the very best Oasis songs for me personally.
Okay, so I think it's your number one now, Ollie.
It is number one, right? Here we go, number one. We're going back to Council Skies. And I'm going Dead to the World. This song has been my most listened to song this year, and it is a beautiful song. It's like nothing else Noel's ever done in the best way possible. The strings on this are out of this world. The way Noel sings it is out of this world. I think this is better than most Oasis songs, this song, personally, which I know that's possibly a controversial opinion. I would love to see him do this live, but I don't think he's ever going to do it unless he's got an orchestra with him. But yeah, I think you said it was in your video, Ross, when you did the review, that you like the song, but it's a bit downbeat. Was that kind of what you said?
I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I think it doesn't quite maybe fit on the album, sort of thing. I don't know. It certainly feels like it's like a kind of dead in the water kind of chat. Like a kind of song which is almost separate or shouldn't be on an album, but it is beautiful, and it definitely. I would say it's grown on me since my review. If I did say anything, not very nice about like the track, but no, I do like it. Yeah.
I think Noel said it's his favourite song on it as well, by some distance. I just think it's a great song, Dead to the World, and if no one's heard it, to be honest, I imagine if anyone's watching this video this far in, they've probably heard Dead to the World, but if they haven't, I'd highly recommend it. It's a beautiful song. It is what Noel does best, this sort of thing. But yeah, that's my number one. I'm intrigued to now know what yours is.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, now, again, you thought it might have been Ballads of the Mighty Eye, but I'm going to throw a curveball and say it's not. That one just missed out on my list, believe it or not.
I think I've just worked out what it is.
Flying on the Ground. Which is again a bit of a curveball one, but it's for me this song is just pure class. Like it's as you say, very Burt Bacharach kind of influence on it, but just a very tasteful song. The kind of brass on it works well. He's got these, I think he's got these 3 female vocalists on it who I remember him saying like in like an interview he had the song and it was great, but they just add such a brilliant kind of touchlight to like the track, and I believe that they're touring with him, aren't they?
The Roxys,
and it's a crime that they're not. Yeah, it's a crime that they're not doing this song live. Like I
don't know if he's ever done it, has he?
I think
he's done it once on a radio session.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And again, it sounded brilliant like on that, but it's just song which again I've just liked. From the moment I heard it, basically, I was like, "Damn, this should be like on a proper album here, not just tucked away on the kind of last track of like a greatest hits sort of thing." Which again, it's easy to. I know it's you get the exposure like off like be like on like the best of, and it definitely deserves a place on it, like absolutely. But sometimes these songs can kind of just get a little bit lost, I guess, like in like kind of like a but it's just beautiful song. Very classy, very classic kind of songwriting, and I guess it was a good precursor, I think, to the Council Sky stuff. Like it's got that kind of like that classic songwriting. So that for me is my number one, like his best song. But I think it was a close run thing, to be honest. I think almost any of my top 4 or 5 could have been number one on like any given day.
Same, absolutely. Really close.
Brilliant.
Good, that list. Enjoyed that.
Me too, absolutely. It's been great having you on the channel. Hopefully we can maybe do more of these possibly if people
absolutely,
like this, and if we think of something else to sort of witter on about for half an hour.
I'm sure we can.
Yeah, brilliant. So it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic having you on, and we hope that you've enjoyed watching. And I guess we'll see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.
See you later.
Yeah.